Charlie Appleby is now firmly amongst the elite when it comes to training, not just in Europe, but all over the world. As modest as he is, he will feel he needs to start adding classics to his CV before he can accept that, and judging by the strength amongst his 3-year-olds, there is every hope he can right that wrong in 2018. He has taken Godolphin back to its roots in wintering some of his team here, and we got a peek at those he expects to see on the big stage, as well as those that are a bit more established.
I don't know where to start really, but glorious journey, 2 from 2, cost a fortune. What sort of plan would you have with that one?
Well, glorious journey's out here, like I say, he's a fantastic pedigree. Derby, I had fallen for you. What he did as a 2-year-old was, but to be honest with you, for a Derby there was a bonus in respects to he won his maiden at Newmarket and then went on to Group 3 success in France there. Physically, as they all do, from 2 to 3, those Derbys, he's done fantastically well and looks great. We'll look down towards one of the potential classic trials when he gets back. So the plan is for these horses to ship out sort of early April. But he's doing everything that's been asked of him here, and we're very happy with him. And
Wild Illusion obviously gave you a really big Group 1 win over in France. How's she done here in the winter?
Again, physically she was very imposing as a 2-year-old filly. She's a great big unit and plenty of strength about her, but she's done well. She's a hard horse to assess in respects to, she doesn't do too much in the mornings. I mean, that's why people question why we put the cheek pieces on for that Group 1 today. It just helped her travel through the race a lot better. No more than that. It's not ungenuous. She's just very relaxed, and she's which is you like to see when you know how good they are. You don't want them to be turning up every morning, galloping through the line. She just needs to turn up in the afternoons and do that job. So she looks great. Obviously, she's the most exciting filly we've got going into the European campaign, and she'll probably start off. We'll probably aim to go straight to one of the Guineas, whether it be France or Newmarket.
Obviously, you've had a bit of the odd setback with the fillies that you've had classic hopes for, but has everything gone smoothly with her so far?
Touch wood, very much so. These horses that are wintering here, they look fantastic, as they all should do in these climates. But like I say, she's done everything that's been asked, and we're where we want to be, as they say.
And Gayeth, would he be more of a Derby contender?
One hopes so, yes, for sure. He's a horse that I don't think he'd look out of place in the Guineas either. He was obviously an impressive winner of his maiden at Newmarket, and then followed that up with an impressive, I felt an impressive win in the Autumn Stakes as well. He's a big unit, and again a bit of travelling over here and a bit of different in respects to work, track work, has mentally brought him forward. Again, very, very, very lucky to be in this position of having some hopefully exciting 3-year-olds.
Again, back to the fillies division, Magic Lily, she obviously 3rd in the fillies mile. Would that have taught her a bit more than perhaps her maiden win?
Yeah, a maiden win was so emphatic that visually people like to see it, but from a trainer's point of view, you just know in the back of your mind they've not learnt a great deal for stepping up in class, because unfortunately the next step is generally, when they win like that, going straight into group company. And that's what caught her out in the fillies mile. But it was a very, very pleasing run, and it's obviously a new approach. Had a dancing rein there, but she was a shell of a 2-year-old, and she's physically done probably the best out of the fillies. But she also had the scope to be able to do that. She needed to do, but she's done that. She's filled out in all the right places, and we're very happy with her.
And some of the older horses were Hader. You had to wait a bit for her last year, but well worth it in the end.
Yeah, it was. Again, it was one of those great days there in Del Mar. She's it's a filly obviously very close to everybody after a Group 1. She was Derby's first Group 1 winning 2-year-old, so there was a lot of disappointment in the spring when unfortunately we met with a setback, but she repaid us all with our faith in her in the fillies and mares at Del Mar, and she's a filly we'll work back from that race again. We might look towards taking her towards Saratoga there, midsummer there, something like the Diane. The race styles suit her over there, and a flat track suit her as well.